Hey there, okay, we're at video number 75, but this will be video number 37 of module 3, and we're going to use the money flow index in this one. Alright, we're going to use the same iMACD indicator again. Alright, and we're going to look at points in the market where we can go ahead and apply our trades and stuff and whatnot. Alright, so let's just take a look at, see if we find some more patterns that emerge. Let's zoom in. Okay, so we've got that line there, and we also have that one right there. Those two qualify. Here's what I'm looking at. I'm looking at this huge drop. Okay, now I'm looking at the 45 line. As you may recall, a 45 line is a sell line and a 55 line is a buy line. That's just my rule. Okay, those two little lines in there. Alright, as you may recall from one of our earlier videos in module 2. Okay, so I'm looking at that and I'm deciding whether to take the MACD line or whether to take the signal line as my main trigger point, because it's interesting to see how this moved, well, this signal basically came in before that move actually arose, and this was off the 1 hour time frame. Alright, and okay, let's just take a quick look, see. Alright, well, let's zoom out a little bit on that. Okay, the purpose of this video here is basically to get an idea of whether you should take the trade on or not based on its position. So here is like a long signal right here to go long on the iMACD, and I want to take a look at this one to see if this is telling me it's okay. Now that we're on the 55 line, without really putting much effort and thought into it, yes, this would be a buy signal. This one here, I'm looking at this crossover here and I'm saying, okay, well, should I actually take this buy signal as well, which happens around about here? But I need to take a look at the MFI, and it hasn't broke the 55 line, so I'm not going to take that. Okay, so here is another mark right here for a sell trade. It hits the 55, but it also hits the 44, so this could be a possible sell trade. Now, with all of those notions and ideas in mind, we also need to, again, to take account. Oh, here is actually a buy trade, and this buy trade happens around about there, and we're not really above the 55 level, so that would be a no-go. So there'll be certain areas in the market that you can look at when they cross over, but they don't actually meet up the right areas. So let's just give you buy. Okay, that's okay. Alright, so there's a buy area from there, and that one lines up. Okay, so those two areas are good. And a sell trade opportunity, let's see if we could find some more sell trade opportunities. Here is one here, and that does not line up with that 55, with that 45, so that's no go. That's no go. That's no go either. Okay, I need to take this string. Okay. I shouldn't really do these videos pre-planned, but I like to do things on the fly, so you know, and I'm not just making it up and just saying anything to pass time or anything. I'm actually just trying to find these strategies that you can use in conjunction with the others. I've not actually used the MFI, that's why I'm being a little bit hesitant on finding the signals on here. So here's another signal right there as well, but again that's on a resistance line, so that's going to be no good. Come on, let's see if we can find some good examples. Okay, here's one. Perfect. Alright, So here we got the crossover for a buy trade, and it does actually happen. Well, the MFI is actually within our range. It's on the 55 and it's going up higher, so this would be good. Again, we need to look at where the signal appears. We can see that it's appearing right on, like, in a support line there. Alright, so use your judgment about you and decide whether you want to go long or short. Here is another area as well. We've got a crossover right here, and we do see that kind of, it's around about there, so that would be okay. We need to take a look at where that actually entered in. So that was up around about here, so that probably would have been okay. There's a buy opportunity right here. It takes a, no, that won't be okay because that's still on the 45 line, so that's not going to be any good. There's a buy opportunity right here. It's on the 55 line and above. And take a look where the signal appeared, and are we going to take a signal on that area? No, we're not, because we're on a resistance line, so we're not going to take that. So can you see where I'm coming from? Alright, I'm taking a look at the iMACD, okay, and I'm making sure that the iMACD has a cross, where it crosses here with a green line, crosses that red trigger line right there. And then I want to take that point of reference and I want to come down to my MFI, and I want to make sure for a sell trade that the MFI line, the black line, is actually hitting 45 or it's below it. In this particular instance it's not, because we can see that if we draw a line, oops, I'll try my best to do it be as straight as possible, even if I was way off. You can see that, you know, the MFI line didn't actually hit it. Alright, so let's find another area. Let's see for, here's another sell trade opportunity. This is actually a buy trade opportunity, power trade opportunity right there. If I see these, I'm going to go in on these anyway, because more times often than not they come through quite well. So that would be one exception to my rule when I see power trades like that. But if you want to be, you know, really sure, then this wouldn't have been a no trade, because the MFI is not even in its range there. So I'm just trying to look for areas where they cross in the market, and to make sure that this is a buy trade opportunity. So I want to make sure that the MFI is on the 55, and this is a sell trade opportunity, and I want to make sure the MFI is on a 45 or below. And we can see that once we do those crossovers, you can see that this one does work out in our favor. Alright, 40 is below the 45 line, so that's good. We could have sold that. This one here, this buy trade opportunity, would have been no good because the MFI isn't here, so that's no good. And here's a sell trade opportunity. It's no good because the MFI didn't come below the 45 line, didn't even hit it. Alright, so can you see where I'm coming from? Here is a buy trade opportunity. Okay, well, there's a buy trade opportunity, but again you need to use a little bit initiative about you. I wouldn't actually like choosing that one because it's already come from above. Then I'm really like to see ones that come from below and then up. But anyways, it's all good. This one's okay because it's come from above, it's come and it started to go below. And oops. So this one here, if you'd gone for that one, you would need to take a look at these resistance levels and to see if a buy signal does appear on a support line. Well, this is the bar that we're actually looking at, so it would appear that would have been okay for a buy. As to where you would put your take profit levels and what have you is completely up to you. Mine would be around about there. For instance, this is the 1 hour time frame, and that's only for like 70 odd pips or so, so that's not bad. Alright, so hopefully you can see what we're doing here, and seeing how the signals are actually being put together. Alright, here's a sell trade opportunity, but it doesn't come below the 45, so that's no good. And here's a buy trade opportunity. It is above, but again, it didn't come. The MFI didn't come from below and then raise towards 55. It was already in that territory. So I don't really like doing ones like that. But again, you could try it, see if it suits you. In this particular case, it did go up. I don't know if that's going to ring true every single time. But here's another one, sell signal, but MFI didn't hit the 45 area, so that's no go. Here's another sell signal. There's a buy signal here. Now that's a bit iffy, but when you look at that, you'll immediately trace your eyes to the left and you'll see there's immediate support there and resistance, so you're not going to touch that one. Here's another one right there. There's a buy trade opportunity, but this time the MFI didn't go above 55 this time, so that's no trade. Here's another one here. This one's actually come from below, and this did actually hit the 55. This is a very short trade. I mean, this only goes up like 60 odd pips, but it goes up and hits that resistance layer, and then it decides to come back down again. Let's take a look. There's another one. There's a power trade right there. Again, this is an exception to the rule. When I see power trades very, very close to the 00 line, I'm going to take that trade on and go short. So I won't even really need the MFI for that. Here's a buy trade right there. Again, it's not above the 55. So you can see how using those two indicators just on its own is it really strengthens your entry and exit points. Well, not so much your exit points, because your exit points are going to really be based on previous support and resistance levels, and obviously you know, the human error margin that you would account for, like I account for 20% just in case, you know, I put my highs too highs, my lows too lows, then I take 20% off the distance between the high and the low to find a new area that I should really put my areas of concern at, you know, my support and resistance levels, and take profit levels and stop loss levels and so forth. Here is a sell trade opportunity. Okay, and this one actually has the MFI lower than the 45 area, so that's good. So let's take a look and give you an idea of how many bars have actually gone by. 211 bars have gone by, so that's 211 hours. Let's get the calculator out. 211 hours divided by 24 is 8.7 days. Alright, so 8.7 days, and this one would have been an okay trade. This one is for a buy trade, that's not okay. This one's for a sell trade, that's not okay. This one is for a buy trade. Well, if it were me, I would not do it because it's already come from the top and above, but you might want to try that out, but I prefer that you didn't. But for me personally, I'm going to say that's no trade. Here's a sell trade opportunity, but it didn't come below the 45, so that's no trade. Here's a buy trade opportunity. Again, we didn't really come from below, we was already in the upper territory. I don't really like fighting that because it could come back down, so again, I'm going to say no. Here is another sell trade opportunity, but we don't really get the signals that we're looking for, so again, I'm going to say no. Here is a buy trade opportunity. Again, can't really do that because of the support and resistance levels are too close. And here is a buy trade opportunity. We don't see the 55 being hit on the MFI, so that's no trade. This time we've already come from below, so we're good there. We could actually taken that one on. And here is one. Here we wouldn't. Well, this is a power trade I would have taken on, but I'm going to say no for this instance because we're using the MFI. Okay, here is a buy trade. No, it doesn't work because it doesn't hit the 55 first, and then we have a sell trade, and that one works. Okay, so this one we could have got in on the very next bar, which would have been around about here. I'm pretty sure that there's some support and resistance area back there, so I'm just going to safely assume that there is. And that's at 144.49 at an entry price at 135.49. So let's just say, for argument's sake, that that's 100 pips. Alright, and let's take a look at this one. And then we would have gone in on the next bar, which is there, got out of the resistance level, which is there. So we're looking at about 133.30 to around about 134.30. So there's about 100 pips there. And this one, well, I'm pretty sure there's going to be some support somewhere along over here somewhere, but we can take a look in a little while. and get the pips difference off of that. So okay, so we would have gone in on the next bar, so from there, and we could have taken that could have been around about 132 and taken that to around about 130.60. So there's about 140 pips there. Add those up, that's 340 pips over a period of 8 days. 8 days, 340, $10 a pip is 3,400, or $1 a pip is 400 bucks. 8 days, not bad work for sitting there doing nothing. Alright, so there you go. You can see that, you know, how it's worked out in some favors, and we've had to sort of really been patient and really wait for that golden opportunity to come in. Alright, these are all your golden opportunities to come in. So play around with that strategy, see how you get on. Alright, and I will see you very soon in the next video. Bye for now.